Hello. Thank y'all for being here. Hey, everybody. Hello, everybody. All right, it's time to have our conversation about 90 Day Fiance. We're back. Dustin is back in the house, and we're about to talk about 90 Day Fiance. I'm going to play this intro, and we're going to be right back.
Welcome to the Juice Radio Talk Show. 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 Reality TV's Church Reviews. Let's talk happy love and marriage lifestyle. Come and talk with us. Come and share with us. Come and laugh with us. Come on and pray with us.
Regina Cole is a special guest. You should be following your lead. Bless. Subscribe on YouTube. Listen on podcasts. We live on IG and Facebook. This episode is sponsored by Truth and Triumph Ministries.
All right, you guys, we're back. Listen,
Yes,
you
we
guys.
are.
Listen, I'm so ready for this, but listen, I'm going to turn it all over to Dustin. I'm going to turn it all over to him because we are going to have a conversation about this 90 Day Fiance chat. I'm going to put Dustin over here at the top. There, we're going to put him over there because he's the lead on this, okay? Welcome back to
That's
the
where he belongs, yes.
Let's have our conversation about 90 Day Fiance. We invite you to join us in the chat to have this conversation as well. Come on now. Keep it friendly, keep it nice, keep it polite over here at the Juice Really. The Juice.
Hi, Krista.
Hey, Krista.
Okay, I'm up. Okay, hi guys.
Krista. Oh my goodness. So you guys, let's go ahead and have a conversation. Jonathan, Jennifer, look at me. I'm calling Aaron Jennifer.
The spirit of Jennifer has
Hey,
reached out
Jennifer.
into you.
Hey, Jennifer. Look at Aaron. Aaron and her cute hat. I love it. Y'all check out Aaron. Wait, I gotta put Aaron over here because she is really showing out with this hat. Let me
Ain't
try.
she? Come on, zebra print.
I had
Put
to wear
Aaron
a
over
hat.
here. Look at this.
Gino's wedding. Gino and
Look at
Jasmine got
this.
married. Got fancy it up. I even wore a dress.
Yes, I love it.
Listen, this is so. I love it. I love it. Thank
Styling
you
and
so very much.
profiling, honey.
Yeah,
All right, you guys. And Dustin, how have you been?
I'm hanging in there. It's been a rough weekend, a really rough weekend for me, but I think it's all the stuff that I'm going through right now. It's a very trying time, and it's just been a really rough weekend. So we're hanging in there.
Come on now, you hang
Hopefully
on
we
in
can
there.
help to lift your spirits a little bit, Dustin.
Thank you. You guys have really helped me. You got Jonathan and Aaron and Regina and Kirsty. They've been helping me a lot, and if it wasn't for you guys, I don't know where I would be right now.
I love it.
Love
We
you.
love you. We love you. Thank you. And Krista, how you doing, beautiful? I'm loving the blue girl. I'm loving it.
My favorite
Good.
color.
Good.
I know. You how you been, Krista?
I'm good. Yeah,
I
better week. Yeah, Dustin got a haircut. I think he looks so handsome, doesn't he?
He does.
I
Yes.
got a haircut. Yeah, I got a haircut.
Really handsome.
While I was on the week's hiatus, and I do apologize again about that. We
You
had
don't have
no
to
show.
apologize.
We
It's
had no
okay.
show while we were gone, so I had to. I
You
didn't
both look
expect.
really-
I didn't know we had no show, so I had to take a break the 1 week. So we had no show.
Yeah, but I'm
But
glad
we're
you
back now.
reminded us of that. I'm glad you reminded us because I would have been like, okay, we're here. What are we going to talk about? So I'm glad. And I
Right.
saw you on Krista's channel. You guys are doing an amazing job over there having conversations and chat. I love it. I love it. Love the support.
We are going to start another show. It's going to be
Another-
love during lockup, and we're going to start covering that on Fridays.
Oh
So,
my goodness.
I'm gonna be booked. I'm booked and busy.
All right. Yes.
Get it, Dustin. Get it. Well, let's go ahead and get started with this one, 90 Day Fiance. Now, you guys know, like Aaron said, listen, Gino and Jasmine, time to not. Go ahead, Dustin. Let's start it off with you.
I have to start off with Anna Lee and Clayton this episode. I really don't think they're gonna make it. He's standing up there at the altar, and I don't think she's gonna get married. Me and Aaron was having this conversation last night over the text messages, and I don't think they're going to turn out because this is if for him to be standing up there at the altar, she don't show up. So I bet you by the end of the season, at the end of the tell-all, they ain't going to be there.
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh. Wow. Okay, well, we gonna have to see. Aaron, what's your thoughts since you got all dressed up for
Right.
Jasmine and Gino? What's your thoughts?
On Clayton and Annalise, I agree with Dustin. We talked about it last night because I was like, she may show up to the wedding, but even if they get married, which I don't see happening, that ain't gonna last. Because she is a runner, not a stayer. She said that in the episode. She said, when problems come up, she just likes to turn her back. That's no way to. If you're still in that mindset, you're not ready to get married. You're not ready to take a commitment with somebody. If the
Mhm.
first sign of an argument, you're just like, I'm out of here.
Right.
Mm,
That
Right.
shows
mm.
lack of maturity. I
Mhm.
don't think she's in love with him because at no point did she say, this is the person I love and he treat me like this. No, she did. It was all about her. Everything is singular.
Mhm.
Ooh,
Agreed.
wow, wow.
Agreed.
Jonathan, thoughts? Hey,
Uh,
Bianca. Hey, Tarnija.
Hey Bianca, here's my thing. I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks. Annalise does not love Clayton at all. She has not shown really any interest in him whatsoever. Not at least from what I've seen. Clayton has gone on and on about how much he loves Annalise, how much he wants to be with her for the rest of his life, and Annalise has given us no indication that she's even necessarily interested in Clayton in any way, shape, or form, not even as a friend to him. She doesn't even seem like she wants to be in his life at all. And so
Mm,
to me, Annalise seems to be very controlling. She seems to be very
Yes, she,
controlling
yes,
because
she is.
it's her way or the highway. And it seems like she wants to run because she knows that Clayton's going to run up behind her or try to follow her and see whatever it is that she wants to do, although she doesn't want to have these tough discussions. But my
mhm,
thing is, if you're so hung up on this whole stripper thing, it has to be more than just the stripper thing. Because if it's just this stripper thing that is causing you to not want to marry him, not the fact that his mother's still living with him, not the fact that he has two guinea pigs or rats, as my mother would say, not the fact that he has these two chihuahuas, not the fact that he's on the computer all the time, not all these other issues. It's just this one fact that he's upset with you for having a stripper at your bachelorette party. You're going to use this situation to make your decision as to whether you're going to marry him or not. That shows me that she does not love him. I
mm.
love the fact that her mother tried to tell her, well, couples go through this thing. This is what happens in a marriage. You'll have disagreements and you have to get on with your day. I do believe that she will make it down the aisle. I do believe that they will get married. I do think that she was just trying to drudge up some drama for the show.
Oh,
I'm sure that she's going to go through with the marriage. I don't think that they'll have a long marriage. I don't think that it'll be a healthy
mm,
marriage.
mhm.
And I really want for Clayton to find a woman who will treat him the way that he deserves to be treated and love him the way he deserves to be loved and desire him the way he deserves to be desired. Because if you're with someone and they don't show any interest in you, and I don't know how Clayton doesn't see that Annalie is not showing him any love. I'm
Right.
assuming that maybe he's still looking for love for his mother, and that's why he's so attached to her, and that's why he doesn't
Mm,
want to leave her side because he's looking for her love. I think that Clayton's sister has issues with showing love, although I think she shows love better than anyone else in his life. But
mhm,
I think Clinton has issues with love. And I think that's why he
mm.
went outside of America to try to find love. And I don't see this working out in either one of their favors. I just want for Annalie to go back to her country and for Clayton to find a woman who is just for him.
Mhm,
Wow. Wow.
mhm.
Krista, what's your thoughts on these two? Do you think that they're going to make it, Annalie and Clayton?
No, and the first clue with
Mm,
them was when they first got she first got there, they weren't intimate for like a very long time.
Right.
And I was like,
months.
to me, you can find a way to do that. Like, I know your mom's living in the closet. It's like
Mhm.
not the best situation, but she used that as such an excuse. Or I actually don't even really remember what her real excuse was, but I remember watching it and then watching it almost to the end. And I'm like, they just were intimate. And like,
Right.
there's other ways to be intimate. You don't just have to have that, but she does not want him at all. And like,
Mm-mm.
No.
I really
Mhm.
feel like it's a mistake to marry her. I think it's a waste of his a marriage. Like it's like a secret thing. You know what I mean? It's She's not
Mhm.
taking it seriously. Like, she could not wait for that bachelorette party to do the things that she did. She was like, oh, this is it. Oh, thank God, here's a bus. Oh, thank
Right.
God there's strippers. Like, you know what I mean? She wasn't sorry either.
My
Yeah.
biggest indication that Annalie was not interested in Clayton was when they went on that first trip and they were in that hotel and he thought he was going to get some. And he
Yep.
was laying on the bed. He had set up the room, put up some candles, put up some
Yep.
rose petals and things like that nature. And she was like, oh, he thought he was looking like a model, but he was looking like and she compared him to some type of animal.
Yeah.
That is what showed me that Annalie is not attracted to Clayton and is not interested in being with him in a romantic setting.
Yeah, I don't think she is romantically in not involved, but I don't think she sees him in a romantic way. I think
No.
she sees him as an opportunity for her to get something done, whatever it
Right.
is she wants to get done.
Whatever
And
it is.
and whatever that is, we're gonna say. And she does not, I don't think she was attracted to him in a sexual way because,
No.
like, remember, he took them on out to a hotel and she still didn't want to do it. But when she got on that bus with that
Yeah.
stripper, with that man, with I don't know where they got that country funky.
Okay.
Oh my God,
Okay.
you
I want to know how much his sister paid for that because I would have wanted my money back.
Oh, let me
Me
tell you.
too. Me
But
too.
but this was Annalie. Annalie enjoyed that
Yes.
thoroughly.
Mm-hmm.
She was taking selfies. She was, with him and everything, knowing that Clayton told her not
Mhm.
to have strippers. And then she wanted to put it on older sister did it. So
Mm-hmm.
Annalie she's sneaky.
Yes.
I think, conniving, allegedly. I'm gonna say allegedly with all this stuff. I think
Mhm.
she's manipulative. I think
Yes.
I think she is really trying to. There's something in the background that we just don't know.
Yeah.
But
We're gonna find.
she is not into Clayton
No.
like that. And I think it's sad because I think if she leaves Clayton and this thing does not work out, Clayton is really going to get hit hard.
He's gonna be toe up, y'all. He's gonna be
Yeah.
toe up.
We're gonna find out.
Cool, though.
We're gonna
How's
find.
he
I have a feeling.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a interesting tell-all. We're gonna have a 2-part tell-all coming up here in a couple of weeks, and I think we're gonna find out a lot of stuff we don't know. So we're going to wait and see then.
Yeah, I don't know about these two. Go ahead, Krista. You were saying something.
I just think I don't know how he doesn't pick up on the fact that she doesn't want him.
Exactly.
Like, dude, is his friends not telling him, like, dude, she ain't sleeping with you? Like, she's
His
not
friend
acting
told him.
like she's sorry. She's like mad if the strippers aren't going to be there. She's like, this is all you're going to have. Like, she couldn't wait to get it. All she talked about was that. And it's like, I don't understand how he doesn't realize it. So, like, I feel like something else is up. Like, we don't, what's his end game and what's his, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he just has never had a girlfriend before. I don't know.
That's what
I don't
that's
think
what I'm thinking, Krista.
I
I'm
don't think-
thinking I'm thinking maybe he hasn't been in a relationship before. He
Yeah.
seems to be very new to this. I think he thinks he's doing everything he's supposed to do in a relationship, and because Annalie is not returning the favor in any way, shape, or form, this is all that he knows, so he doesn't see any issue with it. And I don't think, and it's sad to me, but I don't think he's really had a woman that was that interested in him, so he really doesn't know what that looks like.
That's true.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's maybe why he looked outside. I don't know how they met, but
Right.
Yeah.
you know,
Well, I think Annalie has something up her sleeve. We haven't found out what that is yet, but I think we're going to find out. But we'll see. All right, where are we going next, Dustin?
I'm gonna jump around to Rob and Sophia.
Oh Lord, these two. These two. Go ahead, Dustin. These two right here.
Her mother is getting on my nerves because she's acting like she could control that marriage, and she can't control that marriage any word. So, if you want to be involved in the wedding, yes, you can be there involved in the wedding, but you ain't going to be involved in their marriage like
Right.
that.
Right.
And like that, you can just walk out the door and never show up. In my opinion, but I will put up with that. I won't put up with that stuff. And
That's right.
I really wanted her to leave. To be totally honest with you. She's not the one that's getting married. Sophia is and Rob is. So the only one that has to deal with it is Rob and Sophia, not you, and you don't have to be involved in it.
Well, tell him. Listen, I almost fell out this chair when Aaron put this hat on. I could not. Aaron has a
Okay.
hat for each character, and I almost fell out my chair. And then when Jonathan was throwing up the red flag, y'all two over here, y'all got me rolling. Listen,
Thank you,
Aaron said
Jonathan.
Ron doesn't deserve
Thank you
her
for
pretty
throwing up
hat.
the red flag. 'Cause
Well,
I see a lot of, I see a lot of red flags. Mhm.
a
Right.
lot of
And I just wanted
Aaron,
to.
Dustin, don't hurt him, Dustin. Don't hurt him now. Don't hurt him, Dustin. Because we
Oh,
all have
no.
defense. We all be like, don't mess with our friend Dustin.
Right.
Aaron, please tell me why Rob does not deserve your pretty hat. Please tell me.
Because he's a 2-year-old. He's a 2-year-old in a 30-year-old's body.
38-ish.
He, even when he did do something nice, like blow up the air mattress, which he had to blow up this tiny little air mattress. It did not look like that was comfy. It didn't.
No.
I would give my mother the bed and I would sleep on the floor. I would never ask an older lady, my elder, to sleep on that mattress. I'd be sleeping on the floor. I'd be like, you and my wife, fiance, you two take the bed. I will sleep on the floor. I will not let you sleep on the floor. If you have a small place, that's one thing. But he don't make any accommodations. He don't try. He just like, don't you come in here acting like be complaining about my place when you sleep in here. Don't you be saying it's small. It is small. What do
Okay.
you want to do? Lie?
Through
My question is to everybody: why can't he get her a hotel? Yeah, and I said this when I was watching the show. Why can't he get her a hotel? She could stay in the hotel until the wedding, so she don't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Krista. Go
because
ahead, Krista.
he's cheap, Dustin. Because he's
Right.
cheap. The man cannot
Okay.
give his wife a home with a bathroom. You're getting
Okay.
married, sir, and you cannot afford to have. And I'm sure he can afford it. I am convinced he's like a nepo baby or something. He's spoiled as all hell, entitled, and he should not be getting married. And I don't know why Sophie feels like this is a good idea. Because if you cannot, I'm pretty sure she can afford a house with a bathroom. At least a 1-bedroom studio has a bathroom. I'm sorry, a studio has a bathroom. This, I don't know what this is. This is a hotel room that you rented that has no bathroom. It's like a bedroom. He's renting a room. Like, I don't get it. It's not, you don't make your wife sit on your wife's mother on it. Sorry, get an Airbnb. Put her up on Airbnb. All of you. Like this is embarrassing. Like, I told you 20s. I can't even get over this man is over 30 years old. And I feel like I don't know what his deal is. How dare you say that she's coming and telling people everything we don't have? Sir, you don't have a bathroom. Nobody is going to take your side on this. I hope nobody. The woman has a right to say, oh my God, he doesn't impress me. And the fact that he's so entitled and he thinks that we have 90 days to get married. I don't have to marry her. Like, please don't, sir. Please don't marry her. Please let her go.
Oh my goodness.
Or let her find somebody else, like one of his cute friends.
Oh, one of them.
Right.
One
There
of
you
them.
go. That's a good idea, Krista.
Yeah, I don't believe that they even made it to this. Did they even make it? Did they make it? Did they get to the
I
wedding?
I don't
They,
know.
they didn't have their wedding yet.
Oh goodness. So Mamir, you cracking me up in this comment. Mamir said, "Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. I was watching last week's 90-day live and couldn't figure out why the comment section looked different and wasn't working." I love you, Mamir.
Sorry.
Yeah, Aaron. So Sophia does deserve better. She does. Mamir, Aaron said, Aaron, I love your hat. You look so good in hats. Very pretty. I know, right?
Agreed.
That's her Rob hat, you guys. That one is the Rob hat.
Okay.
That one's Rob. Aaron said Rob needs to get a job and then take classes in being a man. Ooh.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, Naughty Love. Hey, beautiful.
Hey, Naughty Love.
Hey, girl. Hey, y'all go subscribe to Naughty Love's channel and Reality with Krista Marie's channel. So I'm gonna throw it back up over here to John. I'm sorry, Jonathan hasn't commented on these two, Rob and Sophie. Jonathan, go ahead. Rob and Sophie.
Rob strikes me as a mama's boy who's been coddled all of his life, who's had everything done for him all of his life, who hasn't had to lift a finger to do anything for himself because everyone caters to him because he's so beautiful and because he's everything. And, look at me. And, why should I have to work? Why should I have to, do this and do that? Why do you not see who you're looking at? Do you not realize who I am? Do you not know who I am? I am Rob. I'm the fine man. Okay. But still with the cornrows, honey. I'm the light-skinned dream that you've been dreaming about, honey. Like, but two things that I need to point out. The fact that Sophie's mom came to the door with 2 suitcases and he's still sitting in the bed, not doing anything, didn't move a muscle. Sophie's mom had to say, oh, I guess y'all not going to help me with my suitcases. And then he's like, oh, well, we'll have you sleep in the air mattress. And so he grabs the air mattress and hands it to her. Uninflated, mind you. She's standing there with the uninflated. I've said, is he going to make her inflate this air mattress? So I have the slightest feeling that if Sophie and her mother had not left the room, his one room, and gone outside, I don't believe that he would have actually pumped that mattress up himself. That there would have been none of this action going on had they not left the room. So
Oh my
Rob
goodness.
Rob is a BAN. I'm not going to say the actual words, but for those
Please
who y'all
don't.
know, they y'all know. He's a disappointment. And I wish I didn't have to say that about such a fine man, but it's sadly the truth. And I wish it were different. I really do. But I love the fact that still Sophie's mother is supporting her daughter, making her own decisions and allowing her daughter to say, okay, so if you're going to do this, she's giving her all the warning signs, letting her know, I don't want you to walk down the aisle. And then a couple years later, be like, oh, I made a mistake. So she's giving her all these indications, but she's like, by the end of their scene, she's like, okay, she saw them in the bed together. She said, that's what I want to see. She's still supportive. And that's what a mother does. She supports her children and supports their decisions. And that's what I love to see.
Well, y'all say hello to Yvonne Drayton. Hey, Yvonne.
Hi,
Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Now, let me get down to this comment that Aaron put in here. And you guys, and then I'm gonna say just my 2 pieces on Rob. Aaron said Rob could both to go in the flower shop and just say hi. And then Rob was nasty the first 30 seconds in. The mother coming to his apartment. Here's the thing, Rob. I'm going to say this. Rob has his own place. It's not the best place. It's probably what he can afford. So we're going to give him that. But Rob, I think when you knew that Sophie was going to be coming and you guys were going to be getting married, you guys were going to be a union, then the effort should have been put into trying to find something better to accommodate the both of you. I was concerned when I first saw this place because you do have to go outside to go to the bathroom for a woman. Now, I don't know if that's the rooftop. I don't know where that is, but it's just a concern. And then I thought about it. When it rains, do they still go to the bathroom? What happens in the middle of the night? They have to go to the bathroom. So, Rob, you knew this was your living accommodations and it fit you. It was comfortable for you. But now you've got a whole woman that's here, a soon-to-be wife. You've got to try and do something better to accommodate the both of you. And Rob, that's on you because you brought her to this country.
Yeah.
And so you have to be the one to make those accommodations that are going to fit her. Her mother does have a right to be concerned. Me as a mother, I would be concerned. This is how you're living. This is how you're going to live. The work to try and get you to a better place. Not to say to knock him for his place because we know California prices are high. But it was good to accommodate him.
Right.
And now she's in the picture. So Rob, you got to do better. You got to do better. Aaron said Rob didn't even get a job knowing Sophie was coming. And why? Why? What
exactly.
Is this Rob's family that he's living with?
I don't think he's living with the family, but if he needs to get some help, I can tell you that.
Who owns this place that Robbie living? Is he renting? He's renting?
Yeah, I think he's renting.
He's renting. Okay, yeah. Krista say disappointment. Yes,
disappointment. That is the word, the right word for him. It's a disappointment.
Mhm.
Yes.
He should be better. He should know better. He is a fine looking man. He should know better. You should to be a husband is like that's not just like a word. That's like a
Come on, Kristen.
definition behind that. Like you
Mhm.
have to be a husband, just like you got to be a wife. Like, and he's not going to be a good husband. He can't even be a good partner to her.
Right. That's what I was about to say. He doesn't
Ooh.
even know how to be a good boyfriend.
Right. So
Ooh.
how you gonna say you're a husband? That's like like you really take that serious and like like they didn't even know what finger to put the ring on and all. Like, and he thought that and maybe he doesn't have all the money, but I feel like when we go to the tell-all, I think there's gonna be one of the other 90 Day Fiance members calls him out for being like coming from money, but not that doesn't mean that he would have money. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know what he does for a living or why isn't he having a real job? Like, is he going to depend on this money now? Because you don't even act like you want to get married, dude. Like,
And then I forgot that Rob is staying there with that big old beautiful dog. So it's 3 of them in that tiny place. Yeah, he has a huge dog. Yeah.
Y'all know what Rob needs? Rob needs himself a sugar mama. That's what he needs. He
Yeah.
needs a sugar mama that will take care of him, pay all his bills, coddle him, do whatever he needs for her to do for her to do for him, so that he doesn't have to lift her fingers to do anything. That's what he needs. He needs a sugar mama.
He's in
Somebody
the right
to take care of him.
He may need it and he may look like it, but the first time he opens his mouth, that woman's gonna leave him.
Why don't we just hook him up with Erica? Hook him up with Erica. They're not that far away.
Because he feels entitled. That's what he does. He feels entitled.
He does.
He don't know how to be grateful. He don't know how to be humble. He don't know how to be respectful.
Mhm.
No woman should deserves him. No woman should put up with him.
No.
Every woman should just turn the door, like slamming in his face.
You can say you don't have all that money and all, but you don't even have a good attitude. Like, you don't even have a way. He's like talking about, they should be happy with what I have, and she's talking about everything we don't have. But I mean, that's a lot, dude. Like, she has concerns. Like, he's just his whole thing. Like, she needs to hook up one of his friends. One of the ones that one guy that was just staring at him when he was trying to plead his case, and his friend was like, that guy. I don't know.
Yeah, wasn't he on another show? He was on another show, I think. Somebody
He was
on another show.
Yeah, he was on another show.
Oh,
I can't remember the show he was on.
I feel like they're reality people then. I feel like they're reality TV people then. That makes me look at Rob a little different.
And Rob's apartment is on the first floor of that thing. You can see the road.
What?
Yeah, just for the record, because you asked that. I want to let you know you can see the road in the camera shot. So he's on the first floor when he walks outside.
Wow.
It does look what we saw in the beginning of this, what that is. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's whatever. I would feel like in the middle of the night, you got to wake him up to walk you to the bathroom, and then you got to hold it. You probably hold it half the time because you don't want to get up. Like, it's just cold. What is it? Rains, it snows, or like, I don't know. And a lot of
what happened? What happened at 3 o'clock when you got to go to the bathroom?
You got to share a shower with a bunch of people too. Maybe.
Well, they do say it doesn't rain in California, so maybe they don't have to deal with the rain as much. But still, the issue is your bathroom is outside of your living quarters.
Thank you, Mark. Yes, thank you. At 30 of them years old, at least you have a bathroom. Like, and if you don't, be humble. Be humble.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian. But he's not that. Like, you can't even give him anything. Like, there's nothing to hang your hat on with him at all.
I think Rob's thing, the little part that I saw too was that Rob really, when Sophie is trying to tell Rob of his wrong, he would turn that thing around to her to make her feel bad. He looks so much at himself, and instead of the whole situation, he is so, thank you, Holy Spirit, that's why he's so self-absorbed that it's just ridiculous and sad. All right, Dustin, who are we going to next? I see time getting away. Who are we going to next?
I want to go to Jasmine and Gino. Thank you. Jasmine and Gino. I think that. Yeah.
I love it. Okay.
That wedding almost brought me to tears because I was so happy for it. I hope it continues on. I know she was a little bit upset about not having her family there, but he did improvise to have her on the computer and have her family on the computer. So that's a part of it.
That was so nice.
That was so nice of him to put it in the wedding for her. I think she felt more safe and more happy once they were there. But she said at the end of the show, she said they were going to have a wedding and her at have another wedding. So we're gonna see maybe another wedding happen on Happily Ever After. So I can't wait to see that part.
I
And I
love
was so
it.
happy. I was so ready to have it for her to have a happy wedding. And so I hope it works out for them.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it will. We're gonna go over to Aaron over here. Mimir said Aaron really is a woman of many hats.
Absolutely.
Okay, Erin's got her wedding hat on. Let's talk about Gino and Jasmine. Aaron, what's your thoughts on
Oh,
this?
I was so happy this episode. I've been waiting for so long to see them get married.
No,
And
I
I
know.
love that even though she was sad, she was worried about being happy with Gino on this day and showing him how much it meant to her and that she was happy to be with him and that it was a special day even though she was missing her family. She
Yeah,
was putting their relationship first in front of her own feelings and trying to make it about them and not herself. And I just love the maturity. I love that Gino surprised her with the computer because she obviously didn't know that her family was even going to get to watch. I love that he thought of her and tried to do that. The veils were gorgeous. I was so excited for them. I love that Gino got emotional. You could see how much it meant to him. The whole thing, you could see how much it meant to Jasmine. I loved how appreciative she was to the uncle walking her down the aisle. I love
yeah,
that Gina wanted that for her because she didn't have a father figure. Her to have that moment of someone walking her down the aisle, just the whole thing. I was so happy.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Gino tries. He really does. He tries. When he tries, he really tries. All right, we're gonna get Jonathan since he's given us the I don't really think he tries look. So, Jonathan, tell us about Gino and Jasmine in your opinion.
Y'all know I've never seen it for Gino. I still don't see it for Gino. Gino's a band to me. He doesn't make enough effort, at least in my opinion. And I think the reason why is because Jasmine put so much effort into their relationship. And so because she put so much effort, it looks so uneven. And it seems like Gino, it doesn't, although I don't think Gino doesn't care, I do think Gino cares. And I do think Gino loves Jasmine. I don't doubt that whatsoever. I just wish that Gino would put in more effort to show that he cares, put in more effort to
Yeah.
show that he supports her. And I
Okay.
do think that he took a step by having the laptop up and allowing her family to be able to be involved in the wedding with them as well. So I thought that was completely beautiful. I adored Jasmine's vows. Those were the best vows that I've ever heard any woman say to her husband at a wedding, to say that there are two most important days in someone's life, the day that they are born and the day that they find out why. And she said that Gino was her why. I love that. And it shows how much Jasmine absolutely loves Gino and how much she's invested in this relationship. And I'm not sure if I'm the only one, but Gino looks so much better without that hat on. I think that
I agree,
him not
Jonathan.
having that hat on shaves
I
off
agree.
10 years of his life. He looks a little bit younger. He looks a bit more, he actually looks like somewhat attractive without the hat. And so I don't know if Jasmine sees that as well. I wish that maybe if she would encourage him, like she tried to encourage him to take off the hat for the photo. So I think she sees that too. So apparently Gino probably has some insecurities about him being bald, but I think he looks awesome without a hat. So I love
I
to
have
see
to
the
agree.
wedding. Jasmine looked absolutely gorgeous. She looked amazing. Her wedding dress was beautiful. The veil was beautiful. The makeup was, it was all everything that I wanted to see for Jasmine. So I'm happy if Jasmine is happy. And if Gino makes Jasmine happy, then I'm happy for Jasmine.
I love it. I love it. Well, we're going to get to reality with Krista Marie. She said in the chat, she's really changed a lot. I think they finally got their vibe together, and it's so great to see. And of course, yes, you guys are saying she looked very beautiful in that wedding. Go ahead, Krista. What's your thoughts?
I think like it's just everything that you guys said. Like it's like it just shows you that like like I did like me and my husband. We were very like reactive. Like how coming from where they were from the very beginning when she found those pictures, he sent those pictures to where they're at now. Like everything they've been through, like her, losing her. Like he loves her crazy. He loves now that he knows that she really loves him, and she knows he really loves her, and like you can really see it now. And I just like everything is just like finally, and I feel like they're one of those couples that like we really didn't think they were gonna like it. She seems very like she spent all the money on the wedding dress, like she's gonna be another Larissa maybe, and it was going to be another
Hmm.
Larissa and Colt situation. But it's not
Oh,
like
I hope not.
accepting
I
where
hope
they
not.
live. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think they might move to Miami. That might be a great idea to move to
Yes.
Florida. I think that would
Yes.
make them. I think they really thrived down there. Well, she did, and I think that
Mhm.
makes him happy. And I
The,
feel
the,
like they do now do things to surprise each other to make each other happy and show one another like their love language is what they're doing right now. And I think her love language is like, just making her like reassuring her, making sure like when he did that
Yes.
with family and then her family too, like I just feel like we didn't see we saw really not a really good side of them in the very beginning, but like now it's like they're like not they're like couple goals, you know.
I know. I like the two of them together. And, I like how Gino pays attention to the small details and make them such a part of her because to even think to bring, okay, let's get the computer because I do want your family there. That's going the extra mile. And he will do what he can for her. I truly believe he loves her. I agree with you, Krista. I think they should move to Florida, down to
Mhm.
Miami,
Yeah.
but will they be able to afford it? Because Florida is not cheap. It
I
is
have to say, I love
super
the fact
expensive out there.
I love the fact that Jasmine put in her vows, the fact that she moved to the coldest place on earth to be with that man. I love the fact that she included that in her vows. That further shows how much she loves that man and how much she's willing to sacrifice for him. I don't know
Yeah.
exactly what else Gino is doing, but I see what Jasmine is doing, and I appreciate that, and I love to see that.
Yeah, those
Gino's
vows
paying for
are
everything.
great. Like those vows, I was like, she said, "Oh my god!" I'm like, Jasmine,
Gino's
that's so good.
Gino's vows were cute too. I
Yeah.
appreciated his vows as well, and I appreciated the fact that he was emotional. Again, that showed me that he does. I never doubted that he loved Jasmine.
Right.
I just wish he would show it more. But I loved both of their vows. But Jasmine's vows were top notch, top notch.
Yeah, I never heard that
She's
before, and I was like, "Oh wow, that's good." Wow.
Jasmine is a cutie patootie. I'm glad she's calmed down a lot. I
And
really
she,
am glad that she has calmed down a lot because she really went through a lot. So Dustin, where are we going to next? I love Jasmine and Gino. Actually,
We're,
I think they're gonna make it. I
we're
think they're gonna
going.
be 80 years old and still on the show.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to Nikki and Justin.
All right, go ahead, Nikki and Justin.
I,
Here we go.
I think that they're not. I'm just gonna say this right now. They ain't gonna be together at the tell-off, and it was I was so happy to see them at their happiness moments, but at the very end, uh, I guess he broke up. He broke up with her over text, and they're saying they're not gonna make it. It was very sad, and it was. It's kind of a tearjerker moment for me because it was they were so happy in the episode, but everything was falling apart at the end, and it was just sad to see to me. And they're just ain't gonna be together at the tail off if they're even there at
Mm,
all.
mm. Wow. So you don't think they're gonna be together? Hey, Brian.
No, I do not. Hi, Brian.
Wow. Okay, Dustin. I mean, Dustin says they're not going to be together. Okay, I think I can hear my an echo from you,
Echo.
Brian. I think you have something. I think you got another link open on your channel. You got to close one of your links on your screen.
No.
Yeah, I can hear myself echoing. I think you got two things open. You want to
I
go
can
out
hear
and
the
come
echo
back
too.
in? Yeah, go out and come back in. Okay. Okay. Yes. All right. So, Aaron, tell me about what you think about these two, Nick and Justin.
I know Jonathan and I are going to disagree because I actually really enjoyed this episode seeing not only Igor making jokes with the t-shirt and showing his love, but Nikki actually joking back with him. And then in the car ride, when it looked like they were going to fight, he made her laugh and it kind of lightened the mood. And I really enjoyed seeing that he really wasn't in love with, not maybe in love, but he loves her.
yes.
And he was sad to see her go. He was kept saying like my woman, she's my future and stuff like that. And so
Go
there's
ahead,
still an
Aaron.
echo, Brian.
Yeah, Brian, I think you got two tabs open on your computer. I think you got two tabs. You have to close one of the tabs. Go ahead, Aaron.
And so I enjoyed seeing them at the airport, and I enjoyed how much that they really do care about one another. I am
Yeah.
sad to see that they will not make it, even though I think that's the way it should be. I'm still sad to see anybody hurt. I'm
Mhm.
sad to see Nikki hurt. I want to see if they show Igor and his reaction to the breakup. I'd be curious of that and how each of them is doing now. So I hope, even if they're not together, that each of them shows up on the tell-all, even if it's a call-in. They've done that in the past. And I want to know what went into his decision to break up. I think we all have guesses here, but I would like to be,
Yeah.
you know.
Brian, I'm going to put you on mute until I come down to you to talk, okay? So stay on panel. Go ahead, Aaron.
Oh, I think that was all I had.
Yeah, I think he really does love her, but he has to understand and know how to love her the way she wants to be loved. And I don't think he can do that. I'm gonna come on down to Krista first. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna save Jonathan because Jonathan, I know, has a lot to say. Krista, tell me your thoughts on Nikki and Justin.
Feel like they haven't ever really separated. Like they weren't together after the very beginning, but they've also remained in each other's lives consistently, it seems like. So I don't think they know how to not be in each other's life. And if this is like their next step, I feel like they're going to get married, but it might not be the best decision. Like for obviously, I think he loves her like you love somebody who takes care of you, and like he might want to be in, fully what she wants, but I just feel like if it's not there, it's not going to get there. Like Jonathan, I feel like you agree, because like I feel like if he hasn't fully embraced everything about her, do you think that there's a chance he ever will?
That's the issue, Krista. And I think you said it perfectly. He wants to be the man of her dreams. He wants to be everything. He's doing his best to be everything that she needs for him to be, but he can't do it. And the reason why, Nikki actually said it out of her mouth, he is a heterosexual man. He is not a trans attracted man. So first of all, I have to say, I loved the t-shirt. I love the t-shirt for a couple of reasons. I'm sure you can probably guess why one of them was, but I love to see the t-shirt. It was really cute. It was a really nice picture of her on his back. And I love to see their good moments. I really do, because it really humanizes Nikki for me, and it allows me to see Nikki in a positive light. It allows me to see Nikki in a great light. It allows me to not see Nikki as so selfish and not see Nikki as so the world revolves around me. And she's actually including him in things. So I love to see that. I love to see. I love the fact that I love to hear his broken English. I know that might not sound good to say, but I love to hear him say, "Oh, we're going to see my mother to give her a hug and to say goodbye words." I love to hear him talk. I can hear him talk all day long. You can see that the love that they have for one another. You can tell that they do love one another. I just don't feel as though that they are in love with one another. There is a specific difference between the two, and I think that they're a perfect example of that you can want to be with someone so bad, but when you realize that you do not have the tools to do what it is that your partner needs for you to do, or be everything that your partner needs for you to be, it's simply not going to work out under any circumstances whatsoever. And once again, it's the simple fact that Igor is a heterosexual man with a trans woman. When you have that going on, just like you will never have a homosexual man with a heterosexual man, it's not going to work. You're not going to have a lesbian with a heterosexual woman. It's not going to work. So I would love to see.
Krista. I want to start a question real quick. So now he didn't. So the very beginning, he didn't know she was trans, right? And they had that kind of relationship before he knew, right? So and then after is when it changed. So do you think it's all in his head, correct? Because because he wouldn't have known unless she told him, which was horrible of her to do to him. So now it's like ever since then, that's how he. But it makes sense. He is a heterosexual male, but he didn't know in the beginning. So do you think there's any chance he will never ever to get back to where he was before, or now it's just so there that it's like
He knows now it's there.
no,
Once you know, then it's a block. Now, if I was with a trans man, and they had the surgery and all that stuff, and I did not know, it probably wouldn't have that particular effect on me, because if I don't know, then I don't know, and I don't have that issue with trans people. So, or that physical rather issue or emotional issue with trans people. So it will be different for me, but for a man like him, we clearly see that it is an issue, because, although he's able to accept her, that's the issue. Like, when he's able to accept her as trans, but he cannot get past the fact that she's trans to be with her intimately. Although she did say that they made love and, they were on good terms as far as the, relations are concerned, the sexual relations are concerned. But again, because that's still an issue, that will never not be an issue for them.
Okay, I get it.
It might not be a lot either. Like he might have just did it just because he knew that's what she needed in the moment. He probably didn't want to, like, you know what I mean? Like it was like I just to make her feel like he wanted to try. It's a shame. I just feel really bad because I do feel like you said, he wants to love her in that way, the way he loved her in the very beginning. But like you said, there is a block. I get it now. So like, yeah, it's a complete block now.
It's there. Well, we're gonna come over here to you, Brian. Tell us your thoughts.
Well, I have to agree with what both Krista and Jonathan just said. I mean,
your mic is a little low.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I turn up on mine or something?
I got you on my side. Go ahead. Go ahead. I got you.
So, according to what they just said about okay, wait, Krista, wait, what was the one? Who was? Repeat what you just said.
Nikki and Justin.
Nikki and oh yeah, the trans, yeah. Yeah. I think it's best that if you feel like you are holding something in and you need to like tell that person, I think it's best that you tell that person, like whether you're gay, if you're trans, if it's a secret that they don't know about. I think it's best you tell them like ahead of time before they even figure it out. I mean, coming from someone that's me, because, to be clear, I am a trans woman myself, boy transitioning into a woman. So, I know a little something about that. And, and in fact, I mean, I've been with a few guys myself. So, I mean, I told them I was trans, right out the bat. So, but the only reason I'd be afraid to tell people that because, and I can kind of see where Nikki was coming from with that, because she kind of like was afraid like the man she was seeing might have taken it the wrong way or so.
I get it. Thank you, Brian.
Regina, Regina, I want to ask Brian a question really quickly. I hope you don't mind me asking this question, Brian, but as a trans woman, do you think it's important for trans people to reveal their transness early in the process of a relationship to avoid these types of things? Or do you think it's okay to kind of let it go for maybe about 5 or 10 dates, and maybe before they get into the bedroom, then reveal that? Where do you stand with that? I'm interested in knowing.
Well, I would say as long as they know. I don't think they would have an issue like if you tell them, but it's just depends on how it just depends on how it comes out, how well you say it, because as I said, going back to me being trans, I mean, take Gwen Arajo for example. She's a trans woman herself. She was intimate with dudes who murdered her that found out she was trans and died at 17. Only reason why they found out about it was because of that one girl that was jealous of her, and they did a forced inspection on her. So I think Nikki was afraid like if she didn't tell him, then he might do a forced inspection on her. He might just ultimately find out.
Right.
And
so thank. Go ahead. I think Brian is right when he said also that let them know off the jump, let them know from the start so that you don't have that issue later on because secret people don't like hearing secrets that
Mhm.
big when they're that invested in a relationship.
Right.
And that's
Exactly.
part of what he's going through with Nikki and Justin. Well, we're gonna see, and I do agree with you, Aaron. I love the way his mother supports them. I love
Mhm.
the way how she loves on both of them. Amazing woman. I would love to get an interview with her. She
Mhm.
is an amazing, amazing woman, and even his stepfather. The love that she has for him, knowing everything, I love it. I wish that more parents would take heed to what she's doing and love their children that way. And I believe if they did that, a lot more children would still be alive. They would still be
Mhm.
alive because they would understand if I can just get my loved ones to love me, then that would cover the hate that others are putting towards me.
Exactly.
I'm big for that.
Mhm.
Thank you. All right, Dustin. So who we have next? Well, we got a few minutes left.
I can't remember the last name of the. I think it's Citrus
Manuel
and
and
Sam.
Ashley. Man, we
Mhm.
got Manuel and
Oh,
Ashley.
Manuel. Okay, Manuel and Ashley. But I do apologize with that one.
No, it's
Well,
okay.
they weren't on the most recent episode. We did not
So
see
it's Citra
them.
and Sam. Okay.
Yeah.
So going to Citra and
Oh,
Sam.
yeah. Citrus and Sam. I like. They had quite a wedding, and I'm so happy that they got married, and I hope it works out for them.
Mhm.
But the wedding was kind of up and down, so I do apologize. And
Uh-huh.
wedding was so up and down that everything. I didn't think they were going to go to get married because they was having trouble finding somebody to marry him, but it didn't work out at the very end.
It did. It did. And I have to say this too. That wedding was so fast. I thought they were just sitting down talking, getting counseling. And then
Yeah.
they were ended up married. Krista, let me come down to you. What's your thoughts on Citra and Sam?
They get married. They got married, right? I
Yes.
missed it. I didn't see
Yes.
the input. They did. I like them. I like them. I feel like they're the most authentic, I think, out of all of them. Like they don't
Yeah.
hold anything back. They talk about everything. She knew his situation, except for the court thing.
Mhm.
Did I miss him? Did he go to court? Did he find out if he's in trouble or
No.
We
No, he
see that
didn't
on
go
the
to
next
court.
episode.
okay,
Next
We'll
week.
see that on the next episode.
I do feel like she'll stand by him, and I don't, and I feel like her even like with his family or her family coming over too, like they're the most authentic. Like I feel like she really does love him. He really does love her. The dad's. I like the dad. I like his dad.
Hmm.
I like them all together. I think
I
she's
like
cute.
his dad too.
Yeah, I think they're just cute. Her dad's cute. Doesn't really say much, but like I think the fact that he has all this past and she accepts him so unconditionally, that when you have a past like with me like that, like it means a lot to find somebody and their family to unconditionally love you and support you and say, okay, if we have to go through this, you're sober now, but we might have to clean this up and you might have to go away for a little bit. Like it means a lot to have somebody unconditionally supportive of that. Like, and I feel like he has a really good chance of staying in recovery being with her.
Mhm.
You
I'm gonna
know?
have to agree with you, Krista. Yeah. And
Agreed.
I love that he's got these two men in his life. I was happy, and I'm going to throw it over to Aaron and then down to Jonathan and then to Brian. I was so happy to see his dad show up at the wedding. Oh my
Yes.
God, that made my heart so happy
And his
that his
mom.
dad was there. You know, I loved it. Aaron, we're going to throw it over to you. What's your thoughts on these two, Citra and Sam?
Um, I love that the dad was at both weddings, and I love
Mhm.
that the mother, Sam's mother, actually addressed the fact that she wasn't at the wedding, the first one, and
Mhm.
I like that she did say she was going to go, even if she wasn't. The fact that she sang it to him and it seemed heartfelt, I was glad about that for Sam and Sam's future with Citra. To have the
Yeah.
family support on both sides is so important and
Mhm.
so valued. And the mother seems like she's on board with them being together, whether she understands it or agrees with it completely about the religion. She's on board with them, and that's so
Mhm.
important. I love that Sam, when it came to the priest and not being able to have a priest marry them, he he actually did talk about solutions. He went to his brother, and then his brother told him about the other brother who can perform weddings. I think
Oh,
that's going to be such a memory for them to have, not only for them, but to
yeah.
bind his family to this wedding, having the brother marry. It binds
Yes.
you in a way differently, and you're more invested. And I love that his family, who doesn't seem as close because of the divide and different things, this will bind him, and that will make it stronger and better for Citra to have those bonds as she's here now, and in case he does have to leave for a bit, so that
Yeah.
she's not all alone, because his family seems like they're supportive and they'll be her family too. I think it meant so much to her dad, both weddings. In fact, I did not realize the second one would make him so emotional for
Yeah.
Citrus' dad. He was really emotional walking her down the aisle. He was emotional when he went to her and said, Sam found a solution.
Mhm.
And how much that meant to Citra, who looked like she was almost in tears, that Sam had actually done it without her, because I think she knows that she could make Sam, but Sam found the solution without Citra, and I
Right.
think she will appreciate those things, and you can see that in their marriage because that meant so much to her going into it.
Yes.
I just love the whole thing, and I do love them, and I hope we see them on another show.
I
I
love
don't
it.
I'm
I
watching that.
love it. I love it. I'm gonna come down to Jonathan and then over to Brian. Jonathan, what's your thoughts?
I love Sam and Citra. As Krista said, she used the perfect word. They're the most authentic couple on this show. I see them as the realest couple on this show.
Mhm.
To be honest, when I see them as two teenagers who are. I see just a young love with them. It's so beautiful and so amazing to see them together. Although Sam isn't the most mature man on this earth, because Citra is so mature, she kind of makes up for his immaturity, and that makes them the perfect couple, at least to me. I found myself getting really ticked off at Citra's father for not supporting a priest officiating their wedding. I understand that he's very involved in his particular religion, so I understand why he had that reaction, but it upset me because he's willing to have this reaction on the day of their wedding, hours before their wedding, and did not consider how that might affect his daughter and
Well,
his
that's a good
future
thought.
son-in-law. So I took issue with that. However, the fact that Sam took the initiative to find a solution to make sure that they were able to have an officiator, or if that's the word, to
Appreciate it.
officiate their wedding, I found that to be so amazing and so beautiful. And I loved, and I really loved to see that. And I love the fact that her sisters were so supportive as well. I see Citra as someone who's trying to run away from her family. I see her as someone who's trying to
Really?
run away from her religion. I see her as someone who's trying to get away from what she's used to and get into something new. And I think that's what attracted her to Sam. I think she saw Sam as an outsider, and I think she sees herself as an outsider. And that's what makes them such a good couple, because they like to go against the grain in a way. And I love to see her rebelliousness. And I wish that she would show that a little bit more to her family, but I feel as though she feels like she can't do that because
No.
of how strict they are with their religion, because of how strict they are with traditions and things of that nature. She feels as though she has to go along with that. But I think she'll find freedom in this marriage. I think she'll find freedom in Sam. I think she does find freedom in Sam. And I think she brings out that rebellious side of herself, and I think she can have fun with Sam, and that's why I see them as young love, because that's exactly what they are. They're young love, and I love to see that. So I
I
love to
love it.
see
I love
to see them progress and to see them in the next step.
I love it. So Aaron said, did anyone else notice that Citra's hair now has highlights, but not when she got married? I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
I didn't notice that
Brian,
either.
I'm gonna turn it over to you, Brian. What's your thoughts?
Okay, so I have to agree with what Krista said and what Jonathan again, what he also said. You know, they are the most authentic couple to get married. I do appreciate parents supporting the daughter's wedding as well, because if it were my wedding, I want my mom and dad to be there too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Big kudos to my dad. I wish he were alive though. As far as my mom though, yeah, I would want her to support my wedding, and you know, to see a parent support their daughter's wedding or their son's wedding is, you know, it's really heartwarming. It's really genuine. I also agree with when Jonathan said, you know, like about the dad not supporting a priest to marry his daughter and the son-in-law, I'm just like, okay, then like, why should the priest not marry your daughter and your future son-in-law? Because mostly at all weddings, it's either minister, pastor, preacher, priest, whatever. They are usually the ones that ordain the husband and wife and usually marry them, especially when they ask for the rings. That's what they do. Because if not, then what would you expect?
Mhm.
And as far as to what Aaron said about the highlights, being in Citra's hair, but not when she got married. I think when it comes to like the scene or the shot, I think like the shot will show it one time, but then when you see it in a different angle or in a different shot, whether far or up close, you don't see it.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
like differences.
Okay. Thank you, Brian. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Well, you guys, this has been interesting, and we're going to have to see next week when we continue, because I don't even think Manuel and Ashley didn't get married yet either, right? We waiting for the hurricane.
That's gonna be next episode.
Okay. All right. Great. So we're going to be back next week to have a talk about that. Erin said this in the chat. She said, I actually could understand why the dad was surprised about the pastor and upset. You want to explain that real quick, Erin?
Because Sam was going through all these religious changes, I can understand why he was surprised and Sam didn't take the effort of having somebody from the mosque come and marry them, because that is you can do.
Mhm.
So he could have had somebody from the new religion that he is now in marry them if he had planned ahead of time. So I think this was because he didn't plan this ahead of time. It was last minute that he had a pastor. I think that's why he was upset, because Sam knew they were getting married and everything Sam did was last minute. Had Sam thought about it, he should have had somebody from the church, from his new, I'm sorry if I missed, come and marry them. But so that's why he was upset. And I can see, because they're not Christian, having a Christian person go over their wedding in their religion, that is sort of taboo. So I was kind of not surprised he was upset, and I could understand why he was like, no, that's not okay. An actual pastor or priest marrying you, that binds you in a Christian marriage, and that's how he was looking at it. And so no, I could understand, and I completely thought he was justified.
Okay.
Yeah, I understood that completely, Aaron. It's just my thing is wrong time, wrong place. We're like 2 hours before we're walking down the aisle, and you choose this time. And it's like, did we not have this discussion before you came to America? But I'm thinking he just assumed because Sam converted that he would have all this set up. So again, I understand his issue with it, and he's completely valid in his issues with that. I'm just thinking this is the wrong time for you to bring up this issue. It's just the wrong time. That's all I have.
Did Citra not realize that might be an issue? Maybe did she not? Like, I thought maybe Citra would realize that her dad would be offended by that. Well,
and that's the thing. I don't think Citra considered that.
Yeah, but
Brian, you wanted to chime in, Brian?
Yeah, I wanted to.
Go ahead.
I feel like if you're doing something last minute, I think you should just stick with the plan. What was originally supposed to have happened. But unless if the original plan goes wrong, then of course always have a backup plan. But don't do it last minute though, because that would make yourself look crazy, and that would kind of like make you feel a little bit embarrassed. So
thank you, Brian.
That's how I feel like, always do.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
Always do things ahead of time, so that way you know what you're doing. Like, keep the timing perfect.
I love it. Thank you, Brian. Krista, you were saying something?
I'm glad that they found somebody, like it was his brother-in-law or something, because the officiants are very expensive and they're they're $300 or $400, at least I remember. So they have to find somebody that quick, like to find somebody else that was able to do it in their family. It all worked out fine, you know what I mean? But like it is expensive. So thank God they found somebody in the family to do it, and hopefully they weren't charged. But like it's a couple $100, and it's hard to find somebody to actually marry you at the last minute. So
Yeah, because you gotta get on that schedule. You gotta get the schedule. You're right, Krista. And I would have to say this, price is different. It fluctuates. There's no set price.
right,
But if you don't schedule somebody in advance and you do a last minute, I could probably guarantee you there's going to be an added fee on there
right.
for the last minute part as well. Well, I'm happy to say that I will be officiating a wedding this weekend.
Ooh,
Ooh.
yay.
I'm very happy and very proud, and I'm going to give more details after the wedding. But I am very happy, very honored. Someone reached out to me and they asked me if I would officiate their wedding, and I can't tell you how honored I am. And I'm like, okay, Lord, I know you got something going on, because this is the very first wedding that I will ever officiate, and I have been a minister for years, and
Wow.
this is the very first wedding that I will be officiating, and it is a same-sex couple.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
how exciting.
awesome.
Very, very first one ever. And I know God is up to something.
Yeah.
And I'm just so excited about it. I am so excited. And I'll give you guys all pictures and details and all that. I'm not going to release names or anything for privacy. But I was very happy that this couple reached out to me, and I sat and we had a counsel session with them. And I am moving in such a way
Oh,
that I am really trying to be like, I talked to my husband and I said, I really want to be that bridge, that secure bridge between the church and the LGBTQIA plus community.
Yes.
And I'm taking God with me on this journey. And I'm so happy that the very first wedding that I'm ever going to do is same sex. And listen, I love it.
That's saying
So
something. That's saying
it is
something, Regina. And you know you're gonna be my first call to officiate my wedding, honey. I hope you know that, right? I hope you know that.
I got you. I got you.
Okay.
I do. I got you. So listen, you guys, this has been wonderful. I love it. Thank y'all so very much. Thank you, Aaron. Yes, Aaron, right? God taking you on this journey, Regina. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Powerful move. Dustin, thank you so very much for being. Oh, I'm sorry, Brian. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brian.
Well, I was gonna say, congratulations on officiating this couple's wedding, and thank God it's like a same-sex, wedding. I love that, and I really appreciate it. And I actually did not know you was a minister this whole time. I actually didn't even know that because I've been around preachers who were judgmental, who really didn't approve of the fact that I was part of the gay community because I've been judged, put out of churches, just because of who I was, and it kind of made me feel like, dang, does God really actually love me? Does He really love who I am? Like, does He really even care about what my sex is, what my gender is? But seeing as how you're taking God with you and you're marrying someone who's like same sex, I love that. That really,
Thank
I
you.
actually feel like that's more inspiring, not hypocritical. I love that. I love that out of someone who, if anyone who is a woman of God, a man of God, and and loves the gay community just like God loves, and because God's a loving God. If He
Yes,
wasn't a
he is.
loving God, do you really actually think He would love anyone? Do you really think? I mean, just because you have a holy church, or just because let me just ask you this before we go. Didn't Jesus not hang with someone that was lower than He was? Did He
Mhm.
not do any? Did He not do that? So,
Yes.
and I mean, even like when they questioned Him on His authority, so Jesus didn't care. So I don't care what other people say. I mean, you don't like me, but God loves me. So
That's
Right.
right.
That's it.
I love it, Brian. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. And Aaron said, God loves you, Brian, and he does. He does.
Absolutely. You better know
Yes,
that.
yes,
Know that, honey. Know
yes.
that.
Listen, yes, I am a minister. I've been a minister for several years, for a couple of decades now. I don't really voice it as much as a lot of people do, because some people shun away. Some people run. The moment you say you're a minister, they
Mhm.
run away, and you don't have the opportunity to really show them the true love of Christ
Right.
when you're wearing such a big cross on your shoulder, or on your chest.
Mhm.
So you have to sometimes understand, be like Superman. Sometimes you have to tuck it away, but it's still there. But you
Right.
tuck it away so that when it's time to show it, you can show it and the person can receive it. So that's the way I am. And I have you better come on with the Superman shirt. I didn't even see you had that Superman shirt on. You better come on, God, with the Superman shirt.
I like
I
that.
love it. Yes. So the Juice Radio and Talk Show is my radio show. And look at you, Brian, with your cross. And our sponsor, Truth and Triumph Ministries, is our ministry channel. And so we're intertwined in this together. And the reason why God had me to get the Juice Radio and Talk Show is because I was trying to reach people to do stuff like we're doing right now in the Juice Radio and Talk Show, having just regular conversations, everyday conversations. But people weren't coming to my platform because it had Truth and Triumph Ministries. And they thought, this doesn't fit. I don't want to, it just don't fit. So I said, God, I got to have a way to go up there and reach them. I need a tool. And so he gave me this vehicle of the Juice Radio and Talk Show, and it is doing what it was designed to do, bringing people together just like this. And I'm loving that you guys are all on this road with me. Thank you so much, Aaron. Appreciate you. So you guys, this has been great. I will give you guys more updates on this. I got my outfit together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Together, to do this. I already did the vows, and I'm so excited.
What are you gonna say? You got everything. What you're gonna say.
Yes, we have it all together, and I'm loving it. It's another chapter and another journey, and I'm loving it. So, Dustin, thank you so much again for doing these 90-day fiance chats. I missed when we weren't here.
Always.
So much.
I missed y'all. I told Aaron, I said I missed you guys all last week, and I was so glad to be back this week. And congratulations on an order for Regina. I'm so happy for her, and things are going to continue to go on like it has, and your YouTube channel is going to continue to grow, and we are going to hit. I don't know what your next subscriber goal is, but we're going to hit it before my birthday in the next 2 weeks. So we're going to hit it before the 28th, and I like to have Jonathan end in the. Jonathan will end in the power of prayer. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Father, thank you so much for this time that we have together. Thank you so much for the openness that is available here on the Juice Radio and Talk Show. Thank you, Father, for using Regina to open the eyes of your people, to allow them to see the love that you have shown us and allow us to share it with everyone who is watching, everyone in the world who is able to see the love that we want to share with you, Father. So thank you, Lord, for using Regina to share your love with this world. And thank you, Father, for Krista, for Brian, for Dustin, for Aaron, for everyone in the chats, Father. I pray that everyone's eyes are open to see love. And that's what you are all about, Father, is love. So we pray that everyone is able to see the love and share the love as well. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you so much for that, Dustin. Appreciate you so very much.
Awesome.
Christy says, Vanderpump Rule, Dustin, Wednesday. Y'all come on over to Krista's channel Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Is that the right abbreviation?
Yeah.
Okay. What time is that Eastern Standard Time? We'll figure it out.
6.
Okay. So 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time over there at Krista's channel Wednesday. Okay. Love y'all for watching. Thank all of y'all for being here. This has been great. On the count of 3, team, we're going to get out of here. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. Thanks for the heart, Krista. Bye, everybody. Good night.